Imagine waking up to find half of your town dead, streets lined with corpses, entire families wiped out overnight. A disease so deadly that it killed 1/3 of Europe's population in just a few years. The year was 1347, and the world was about to be forever changed by the Black Death, the most devastating pandemic in human history. But what really caused it? And could something like this happen again? Let's find out. The Black Death, also known as the Bubonic Plague, wasn't just a disease. It was an unstoppable force of destruction, spreading like wildfire across continents. It reshaped societies, collapsed economies, and changed history forever. But what really caused it? How did it spread so fast? And more importantly, could a modern version of the Black Death happen again? Stick around because what you're about to learn will change the way you think about pandemics. Scientists believe the plague originated in Central Asia, possibly near China, where it infected rodents, fleas carrying the bacteria. Yersinia pestis latched onto these rodents, and as trade routes expanded, so did the disease. By the 1340s, the disease traveled along the Silk Road, infecting merchants, soldiers, and travelers. But the deadliest transmission came in 1347, when Genoese trading ships from the Black Sea docked in Messina, Italy. The sailors on board were either dead or dying, covered in black boils oozing pus and blood. It was already too late. The Black Death had arrived in Europe. So what made the Black Death so terrifying? First symptoms. Victims experienced fever, chills, and vomiting. The buboes. Large, painful black swellings appeared in the groin, armpits, or neck. These were filled with infected pus. Internal bleeding. As the infection spread, people vomited blood and developed black patches on their skin, hence the name Black Death. Rapid death. Most victims died within 3 to 5 days of infection. Doctors were helpless. They had no cure, no knowledge of bacteria, and no idea how to stop it. Medieval doctors wore eerie bird-like masks filled with herbs, believing they could ward off the disease, but they were powerless. The Black Death wiped out an estimated 50 million people, which was nearly 1/3 of Europe's population. Some towns were hit so hard that entire populations vanished, leaving behind ghost towns. With bodies piling up faster than they could be buried, mass graves became common. Fear spread faster than the disease itself. Some people locked themselves indoors, while others fled to the countryside, unknowingly bringing the plague with them. Many believed the plague was God's punishment for sins, leading to extreme religious movements. Others turned to blame. Jews, lepers, and outsiders were accused of poisoning wells, leading to violent massacres. Peasants revolted as labor shortages made surviving workers more valuable, shifting power away from the nobility. You might be wondering, could something like the Black Death happen today? Yes and no. The same Yersinia pestis bacteria still exists, and modern cases of bubonic plague still appear in parts of Africa, Asia, and the US. However, today we have antibiotics, advanced medicine, and better hygiene, which means the disease is treatable. But history has proven that pandemics can still happen. The 1918 Spanish flu, the COVID-19 pandemic, and other outbreaks remind us that deadly diseases can still emerge. The Black Death changed the world forever, but it also taught humanity important lessons. The importance of hygiene and sanitation, the need for medical advancements, the impact of global trade on disease spread, the power of resilience and survival. Even in the face of one of the worst disasters in history, humanity survived and rebuilt. And that's the lesson. We always find a way forward. The Black Death is just one example of how disease shaped history. But there are countless other forgotten tragedies, revolutions, and turning points that changed the world. What do you think? Could a new global pandemic be as deadly as the Black Death? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more mind-blowing historical mysteries and events.